Hello, divine lovers with twin flames. This is the reading for the month of May 2017. General reading, of course. For some personalized reading, you can contact me on the email that is in the description box. Thank you all for your support, for your sweet messages, very, very supportive and motivating. It means a lot to me. And before I go with the reading, I'll just mention that maybe I will have a break with the readings. At the moment I have quite a very, very low energy and it's quite difficult for me to do the readings. I'm not sure when it's gonna end. I may come back again next week, but I'm not sure at the moment. So I will go with the reading now. And at the bottom of the deck here we can see the word card. Sorry. And the word card is telling us about completion, about ending of some cycle. So I think that there is the ending for some stage of work on both masculine and feminine side, and there is gonna be some new pattern and new things to work through. At the moment, what's really important is that feminine and masculine, they will be working on different things, and feminine has very strong energies, because on the feminine side we can only see major arcana. And also I would like to mention, because on the bottom of this sacred soul cards, we have this card, and if you were watching the video for the first week of May, this was on the feminine side, and I was saying about the need for very strong need for connection, and this is what I feel for especially for masculine at the moment, that he will be working on because he was in the first week of May, he's facing his emotional demons, let's say. And I think that he, for the month of May, he will be working on how to bring all this knowledge, all this awareness and all this experience into his life, because we have very strong pentacle energies. We have 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles here, and this is about building foundations, but this is about cooperation as well with others. I feel that masculine needs a lot of support from others now to work on whatever he's working on, because these are very Pentacles. I feel that he's very focused on his work at the moment as well, and aside from the emotional things that he's been working on, and that's gonna be something important in May as well. There is a lot of focus on material plane or on work. And what he's also gonna learn this month is how to share this new awareness, this new emotional level with others, how to invite others into his life, and how to connect with other people on different level, when there is like the fair amount of giving and receiving, on sharing. And the feminine is in the first week of May, again was in the reading I was doing, there is this need for being really careful, because the feminine gained this power of manifestation, and because it's very important when you're holding some power to use this power in a responsible way. So I think that it's something that that feminine will be working on really strongly, on balancing this her maybe dark parts of herself, like shadows, that they don't, you know, like take control over her behavior or over her over her life. That she's the one who's taking this control into her hands, and she's you know, she's charging forward, and she's blossoming, she's growing. We have this Empress energy here, which is really beautiful. It's really connecting to the nature as well. So I think that in the process of this really being really careful and really balanced, and finding herself how to approach this new let's say discovered power within herself. There is this need to be really nurturing as well, to be really loving, and not to charge forward too abruptly and too aggressively, and try not to use this power in a damaging way for anyone. So I feel that this is something that will be very important for the feminine in this month. And I see that when masculine comes to this emotional space, he's thinking about the feminine, because he's looking he's looking to the past, and because he's looking for this connection, and he's learning how to share emotions, how to connect on a deep emotional level. However, I don't see much focus on the masculine from the feminine side. There are really strong energies on the feminine side, and I feel that there's so much on her head, so much going on, that really she's not so much bothered by thinking about him. Not that she doesn't care, but you know, she's just busy with her own life and her own really deep work. I think that the things that that masculine was going through, because we also had similar energies on the masculine side for quite a long time. Some of these energies must be balanced by the feminine now, because you know, sometimes it's like when you have a lot of power, and this is something that that feminine is discovering in herself now. You can be very overwhelmed by this power, and and you need to, if you are in a new situation, new circumstances, you need to learn how to handle this power. First, you may, you know, like we have these movies about the new young wizards or witches, that they're learning the tricks, magical tricks. And at the beginning it's very difficult to handle this really magical power. They may, you know, it's very easy to damage things around, and to destroy everything. So for the feminine, it's very important to really find this way of balancing these energies, and it's through connecting to the heart, it's through connecting to the nature, to trying to embrace own shadows, and accepting that they exist, because we're not perfect, and it's not that we all, you know, when we are on this path of I don't know, ascension, enlightenment, or you know, spiritual growth, or it's not that we at some point will be perfect, and there will be no temptations and no shadows inside there. There will always be some, you know, shadow. The important thing that we need to know and learn is that we just need to accept that the shadow is there and try to, love it. Not to fight with it, not to be embarrassed about it, not to feel guilty about it, but try to really love it and to live in peace and harmony with it. And because when you're acting from the heart space, when you're acting from the love space, then you're gonna conquer everything. So if you're approaching everything with love, then there is no way that you're gonna lose. Yes. So even when the shadow is really coming strongly and trying to overwhelm you, you really try to find energy and try to find the strength to act from the space of love. And I will read the message for the Sacred Rebel. It's Spirals of Manifestation, and yes, it's resonating to this Magician card that the feminine has in the first week of May. The creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be logical progression. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly, what you have been thinking of creating will plunk into your reality, seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see a manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. And any old soul or a young soul can do that. You're a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. You have enough chutzpahs to believe it is so that you can see it sooner, bigger and brighter. Do not give in to those who tell you it should have happened already or that you have failed. They are just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, as well as an arrogant assumption that the notion of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at play in life. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice this already. When we live from the heart, honor our creative center and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world, we will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point rushing to the bus stop. If you're way too early, you're just wasting your time. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about the future. You will attract what you want and need so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Remember too that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. You will meet with each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great, big, creative intent of the supreme creative force of love. You're included in that. Lucky. And the healing process is, you say, spirals of creation, spirals of light, you bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. Yeah, so as I said, there is this completion energy, and there will be a new pattern showing up soon, manifesting in your life. Because like at the beginning of also of May, the masculine had this 2 10 cards, like 10 of discs and 10 of swords. So on his sides there is also like this end of different cycles, and feminine goes through really balancing very serious and very powerful energies. She has really power of manifestation, and now it's the time in this month to really approach this with love, with kindness, because we have this strength card here. So it's important to approach our own shadows with kindness. I know that this image maybe doesn't suggest so, but the strength card is about exactly that, to approach our shadows with kindness. That kind approach is more effective than aggressive, and you need to just hold your power with love and with responsibility and with nourishing attitude. Masculine needs support. I can see that he's working really hard and learning new things in his life. It doesn't necessarily need to be, it can be with, as I said, it can be connected to the awareness that he gained with emotions, and he's learning new things, how to bring it to his life. But it also can be working on the material plane, that he's very busy at work at the moment, and he's working on some projects in cooperation with others, bringing some structures and foundations, but this is not something that he can achieve alone. That he needs others to help him. He needs to work with other people, and he's looking in the direction of the feminine as well. He has during this very busy time and very busy schedule, he remembers about the feminine. He still has her in her heart and her memories, and he's looking into her direction. So maybe feminine, it's sometimes even if you have really this very serious period of time at the moment, that you're working on many different levels with yourself, try to send some positive energy toward the masculine as well, some loving energy and some sweet wishes, and yeah, because I think that he will be very happy to receive that, and that he's looking forward to it as well. You don't have to do this by contacting him here in 3D. You just can send him like very positive energy. Okay, that's all what I have for my last few readings were shorter than usual. I just, as I mentioned, at the moment I just don't feel very well. I always have problem with solstices. I just go through them quite in a lot of pain, let's say, and I may have a break, so we will see about that. And I wish you all beautiful May, and a lot of sun, lots of love, and a lot of grow as well, and everything what's the best, and everything what makes you smile and happy. Thank you.